Once again, we're talking about the Ezra Miller situation. There was a quick TikTok posted by Mia Solange. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Oh, account suspended. I don't know what that means. But it says user Mia Solange posted a video on TikTok a few hours ago. The caption reads, "You took everything from me. Ezra Miller is not a good human, and I can absolutely say so without being terrified. Abuser." And this Flash Movie Updates account said, "We have learned more info about the situation, so please follow this thread." Someone contacted who made the tick. Now I'm gonna watch the video. I'm not gonna play the music. She doesn't say anything. It's just Caroline music, I believe. So we're just gonna play the video. Here's some messages that are already here available. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to make sure to make something very clear. I have been very critical of Ezra Miller even before this whole Hawaii incident happened, when we found out that Ezra Miller, they choke slammed a woman and it was caught on footage in Iceland back in 2020. I made a video which was over a year ago because I didn't actually have YouTube at the time, but then like a year later I did. Or no, a couple months after that I had YouTube. But a year later I made a video saying, hey, how come no one's talked about this? It seemed like everyone ignored it. Then I got a lot of messages of people telling me, oh, you should just ignore it. It's nothing serious, nothing important. And I was frustrated because I'm like, this is something serious. Somebody got assaulted on footage. And yes, it looks like it was a joke. But the thing is, it was never said or confirmed whether it was a joke, which is the thing that frustrated me because that could have been real. I'm sorry, being grabbed in the neck is not something I take lightly. It is not something I take lightly. And then when the Hawaii incident happened, we found out that Ezra lunged at somebody at a bar. And then after that, we found out that they called like a couple what was the word? What was it? It was like, I think he called them, it was like, I'll kill you and your slut dead and your wife slut, I don't know, something like that. And I made a rant video. I made 2 videos complaining about it because I thought this was a very serious matter, and yet all I kept receiving for many days was messages, comments of people saying, oh, I hate Ezra. There was even a stupid comment from somebody telling me I'm anti-Semitic when I didn't even know Ezra was Jewish. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I didn't know Ezra was Jewish. And it was frustrating. And someone even claimed I was homophobic, yet in my videos, I've made videos criticizing the Geeks and Gamers, quartering all these accounts about how they're homophobic in their videos, but yet it's like, no, I'm not targeting Ezra for any situation. In fact, I've said in the past I'm an Ezra Miller fan. But we're going to watch this, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts, and you guys let me know in the comments your thoughts. Now, I do want to give a shout out to my friend Donovan Martin. He's always tagging me and stuff, like information, and I know I've never said this to him in person, or not in person. Obviously, I've never met him, but I've never said this to him, but I do want to thank him for providing me information, because he has helped me, know about stuff that I may have missed, But anyways, we're going to play the video. We're going to zoom in, but no music, because it is like a 24-second clip, but here it is. All right, so there's an image. Oh, this is the girl in question, by the way. These are images of her with Ezra Miller. Clearly, they had a relationship. I actually don't know what Ezra's sexuality is, so don't ask me about that. But we do see, this was all in 2019, by the way. This is something interesting. Now, what I'm gonna assume is the girl's implying that Ezra put this all up, and then shows video. I'm assuming that was Ezra driving. I don't know, but so the video, you don't see much besides that look, like the signals and all that. I do not know what they are really, but the most important thing is, she said, you took everything from me, Ezra Miller. You took everything from me. Ezra Miller's not a good human, and I can absolutely say so without being terrified abuser. Now, we're gonna read the text messages. Hopefully, okay. So this is her on the left, and we do not know who contacted her. So that's what I'm gonna say. Jesus, he called me a arsler. So, oh, sick. So did Ezra. I've heard Ezra use that word. He called me a arsler a few times and a schizophrenic. Lol. Yo, deadass. That projecting is crazy. That just confirmed it. Holy. It seems like maybe what they're trying to imply is that Ezra may be schizo. I do not know that. Obviously, I've never met Ezra, nor have I ever had a conversation with Ezra. All right, we'll go to the next comment. Okay, so this one's a little small, so if you need to watch, I guess try zooming in. But she says, we were having sex one time, and he knows I use they them pronouns. Oh, by the way, I called them her earlier, so I do apologize for that. Sex one time, and he knows I use they them pronouns, and still stroked my hair and said, good girl. Mind you, I am 19. One thing I do question is she 19 right now? Because this all happened in 2019. That's the part that really concerns me. I do not know. But one thing that concerns me, apparently this is recently. I've not done research on Mia. But if they are currently 19, then that is concerning. Because this all happened in 2019. But we'll continue. And my flight was canceled or some shit. And he literally cussed me out. The person who was trying to help me fix... sorry if I made a mistake. And my flight was canceled or some shit. And he literally cussed out the person who was trying to help me fix my flight. I was like, yo, it's literally okay. This mother effer is off his effing rocker. I remember by the way, I noticed that they are mispronouncing Ezra, although that doesn't matter. But I remember he flew me from Hawaii to Oklahoma to work on a movie with him. That's the end of that part. Now let's go to more. And then the person responds, is there anything specific he mentioned when he FaceTimes you, or was it that short and brief? Was he in a panic? He always does like a long effing gaze and has asked me to like strip on camera before and shit. What the F? Otherwise he'll bring up random crap that I'll have no idea what he's talking about. Definitely grooming. I feel so gross. Like, what the F? And then one day in like February or some shit, called me saying he wanted me to go to England with him and work with him in Europe and live with him, etc. Wanted me to have his babies and get married. I have no idea why he would be. He hasn't really threatened me, but when we were physical, he would bite the crap out of me. What the F? So right here, this may be her confirming that Ezra wasn't... What I'm going to assume is Ezra was mentally abusive, which is really bad. And it's incredibly bad. And at sometimes it could be as bad as physical. But as of now, we do know that this woman, Mia, this person, Mia, they're not claiming that Ezra's physically violent, but would bite. Now, one thing I do ask is, was this consensual, the biting part? Because I know, depending on what couple you are, it depends what you're into. Like, I'm not going to talk about that, but as long as both partners consent to whatever they're doing, it's fine. But I do wonder if this was consensual. And then it shows bruises on their leg. I think that might be it. Oh, and there's even more images providing that Ezra did hang out with this girl. And again, here's the date confirmation, September 21st, 2019. And yeah, here's some confirmation. So the accusation, from what I'm seeing, is I'm going to assume that Ezra is mentally abusive rather than physically, because there is a specific part here that says, let's go back to it. He hasn't really threatened me, but he would when we were physical, he would bite the crap out of me. Oh, wait a minute. Why, did I just read that wrong? Wait, was he... Okay, so during sex, would they be bitten? Or was this just random, like biting? Like, when you got into an argument, Ezra would bite you? I don't know. That's still a physical alteration right there, and should not be taken lightly. Holy crap. But here's the information provided. Seems like Ezra may have been mentally more abusive. Maybe Ezra was very brutal with the way they talked. But yeah, we do know that the accusation and the allegation here is abuser. Now, I'm gonna say something in context before I get into my thoughts. There is a possibility this person is using Ezra for clout. to be seen, get a little bit of popularity. There is that chance. That's happened in the past. However, that's a very low chance. Oh, and I do want to remind everyone that Ezra is a celebrity. However, most of the time that's not the case. Women being abused by men is something that's happened so much, and I'm always disappointed at how our society is still in that path. There have been people I've met in my life that don't seem to... because, look, I consider myself a feminist. I know, I don't care what anyone says. I'm a feminist. I support feminism, and one of the major reasons why I support feminism is because, you know, women do deserve to be seen at the same standard as men, because for the entire span of civilization, the social norm was always men are all the way up here and women are down here. And for years, women would climb, you know, of course, climb and climb and climb, especially here in America. In America, it's been like climbing and climbing and climbing. And sadly, in other countries in the world, we're still not at that point. But women still aren't at that same level, but it seems like we're climbing there. And sadly, there are some people who don't acknowledge that women aren't treated equally. There's still a lot of problems with society, and one of them is being that toxic masculinity has led to a point where men are abusive, because men aren't allowed to express their emotions. They aren't allowed to tell people that they're depressed or sad or anything mental health, and that's the sad thing. So that typically does happen, whether it's the man being mentally or physically abusive. Either way, it's horrible and horrendous and should not be tolerated. I do not tolerate that kind of bullshit behavior. But from what it sounds like, Ezra was very verbally abusive, and may have been somewhat physical, but the main accusation was verbally. Now, I am going to wait to have more information to consider something fact, because I do want to remember these are allegations. She has provided some proof that Ezra may have had some issues. I apologize if I say... By the way, I apologize if I mispronounce. That is part of social norm, is that we aren't used to saying they, them, so I do apologize for that. But what Mia is trying to show is that they did know Ezra, and they had a personal connection, and it's clear from the images that they had a personal connection to Ezra Miller. And here's the thing. I really hope it isn't true. Obviously, we never want this kind of stuff to be true. But sadly, again, toxic masculinity has led to the situation where a lot of men are very insecure. Let's not deny that. I'm a man. I grew up with toxic masculinity. I grew up in a lifestyle of being told I can't cry because I'm a man. And that has led to me having some emotion. Like, one of my problems is I can't cry. Or at least not in public or in front of any person, really. Because I feel that kind of fear of crying and that fear of vulnerability. And I believe most men have that issue, which is an insecurity right there. Insecure about crying. And that's the thing. Men have had that issue for hundreds of years. Now, I forgot what Ezra identifies, but Ezra identifies as they/them. But Ezra more than likely grew up raised in a being told to be masculine. So there's a chance that correlates. But even then, society norm probably treated Ezra as a man for all of their entire lifetime. So I do think that correlates. And I don't think you can defend this. I'm sorry. If this is true, if this is true, I don't know how anyone defends them anymore. A lot of people have claimed that I don't care about mental health. I care about mental health. Trust me, most people do not know what my life has been. I've had people with mental health issues. I've had my own issues. I always believe in caring for people with mental health, which is why I'm also so against toxic masculinity, because toxic masculinity has led to a point where men do not take mental health issues seriously. But if this is real, then what how do as a society do we still accept Ezra's behavior? I'm not saying Ezra should go to prison unless they did commit a crime and it is proven in court and all that. I'm not saying Ezra should never have a career. I mean, look at Robert Downey Jr. The man's a legend. Everyone loves Robert Downey Jr. He did a lot worse stuff. But again, as a society, we do need to deem these actions unacceptable, and there should be some form of punishment, and that probably should be losing his job or losing their job as a Flash. And this isn't against mental health, because the number one thing that's important is that Ezra seeks help. Actually, no, the number two thing is that Ezra seeks help in rehab. The number one thing is justice for their victims, for the victims, whether it's Mia right here, if it's all true, or anyone really that got involved, like the woman who got the chair thrown at her. Yeah, as a society, we need to stop accepting this kind of behavior. It should not be accepted, which is why I've been very vocal about it. I'm very disappointed at how it seems like nobody cares. It seems like everyone's just like, oh, shh. Now, I do think this all, of course, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But either way, if you're physically assaulting people and you're an abuser, whether it's verbally or mentally, that shouldn't be accepted. I care about mental health, but if your mental health is causing that, that's still inexcusable. It is still inexcusable. I do not care what the context is. If you did do all the things that you're being accused of, it is unacceptable. And I need people to stop saying that I don't care about mental health. I care about mental health. If you've seen my videos, you would know I do. But the thing is, it also reaches a level to where if you're assaulting people and if you're making people around you feel unsafe as a society, if you make society, the people around you unsafe, we should not tolerate this kind of behavior. And if everything is true, I'm sorry, Ezra should be fired from The Flash. Now, I don't know about the releasing the movie because obviously the Flash movie has been released, but I don't really care about that. Further along, Warner Bros., if they want to make a statement, they gotta fire Ezra. They have to. I'm not saying they should reshoot the movie they already filmed. What I am saying is you are going to need to fire Ezra. Fantastic Beasts more than likely is probably going to fire Ezra. And this isn't me saying that they should be canceled or have no career. No. In fact, I want to see Ezra redeem themselves. I want to see maybe in 5, 6, 7, I don't know how long it'll take, but in a couple of years, maybe Ezra is in another role and has now gone through rehab, has apologized publicly. Because that's something Warner Bros. And Ezra didn't do the first time when they could have easily done that. But they clearly didn't do that because they're like, shh, let's hide it under the rug. No, this time you have to show your vulnerability. This time you have to face the people and say, you know what, I made some mistakes and I apologize. As a society, we cannot accept this kind of bullshit behavior. It is unacceptable and inexcusable if it is all true. And I still... During the time where Ezra is not acting, I do think Ezra should still seek rehab and be better or something. But as a society, we cannot accept this kind of behavior. And I'm so tired of the excuses. There's no more excuses. There's no more. If it's all true. If. And I'm still using the word if. If it's all true. But it does seem like there is a pattern of behavior. There is some evidence. There is some of it. And it's annoying how so many people want to make this about people not caring about mental health. I care about it. And don't assume that I don't. Because if you do, then you clearly don't watch my content. Alright? It's annoying and frustrating. And also the Snyder fandom. Let's talk about the Snyder fandom. I'm of course in the Snyder fandom. I support Zack Snyder's projects. But the one thing that frustrates me is we were so quick to go after Jeff Johns. We were so quick to go after Joss Whedon. Now, yes, there is a lot against them. We're so quick to go after Walter Amada, but anytime the Ezra situation is brought up, it's just quickly, shh, hide it under the rug, shh. And again, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna tell you guys my brutal honesty. I'm not gonna lie to you guys for clicks, and I'm not gonna do it just because a lot of people are supporting Ezra. Even a lot of my close friends on YouTube are supporting Ezra. Hey man, you do you. But I'm going to be vocal about my disdain towards Ezra. But that's going to be my thoughts. My final word I'll say right now. And this has nothing to do with, or it's a little bit, but there's one thing. I have a friend named Enosh. A lot of you guys are familiar. He runs a channel called Point Extra Lounge. I disagree with a lot of things Ezra says. I mean, not Ezra says, Enosh says. What we do know is Enosh has information that we all don't know. However, let me say this right now. Can people stop harassing Enosh? Seriously, like, I've seen so many people go after Enosh saying, oh, you shouldn't be quiet about this. Tell us the information, all that. Enosh isn't a part of it. Can we stop harassing Enosh? Like, I'm sorry, but the Point Extra Lounge is made by him, not by Ezra. Ezra is doing their own things. Enosh has nothing to do with what Ezra has done. So could we please stop harassing? Because I had someone message me telling me why am I still friends with Enosh? Why do I still associate myself and follow him even though he's supporting Ezra? And I said, no. He has information. That's what his perspective is. And I'm not going to, because again, this isn't something that I'm involved with. This isn't something he's involved with. At the end of the day, this is what Ezra is involved in. And it's Ezra and everyone around them that got involved in this situation. So please stop harassing my boy Enosh, because he can't change. He doesn't choose whether or not Ezra did something bad. But again, I'm going to say this vocally. I have no respect towards Ezra Miller unless everything is proven to be false. No respect towards Ezra. I even have a little flash figure right down here. You can see, like down here. I don't know. You probably can't see it. I'm still going to keep it, obviously, but no respect towards Ezra Miller. Do not expect me to support Ezra Miller. And I also, for the people who say it's none of my business, because I saw that excuse. Some people were saying, oh, it's none of your business, Isaac. Stop talking about it. Okay, if it's none of my business, then why are you talking about it? And also, this has been made public, by the way. This has been made public. People are talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. That's a private thing. That probably isn't our business. But because it's public, I'm fine if people talk about it. I'll probably talk about it, actually. I've been a little lazy on my content, but I'll probably talk about the only reason why I haven't talked about the Johnny and Amber stuff is because I did want to wait for the court stuff to finish and see who won the lawsuit. And also, to be fair, a lot of people are talking about it, so you really don't need my perspective. I mean, I'll probably talk about it on Twitter. You guys know I am justice for Johnny Depp's side, but yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.